It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Los Angeles Rams. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. They'll run for the first time with Travis Etienne. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Looking to throw, Lawrence. This one complete to Christian Kirk. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So that as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right? You're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
A play fake for Robinson. Now Lawrence. And he's got it to Patterson, complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 35.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. But to throw again is Lawrence. They'll drop that underneath to Etienne. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Now Lawrence on first down. And this is going to be intercepted. Taylor Rapp with a pick. And the Rams are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
After the interception, here's Stafford. That's out to the flat for Akers. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Well, this defense for the Jags, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open.
Trying to find Cup, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
So first and 10 now from the 30. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Here's a give to Etienne. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And now the Rams have got it going the other way. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. There are two words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense, rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
2nd down, they'll go with Akers again. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Play action. Stafford. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Josh Allen drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. Here comes the Rams punter now. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And that'll skip out of bounds inside the 20 at the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they got across the 50 last time, but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they've got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team because now your defense has to make that stand up.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Lawrence going to get this to Etienne. Not much there, only a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Play action. It's Lawrence. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A big connection on that one. 39 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Etienne. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sets his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
Touchdown, Jaguars. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year as his guys are on the board first here tonight. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Jaguars 7, Rams nothing. Jeff
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
At their own 18-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
7 brings up 2nd and 3 at the 25-yard line.
Back to throw, Stafford. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Stafford on 3rd down. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Andre Cisco. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll make the score 14-0.
14, Rams nothing.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Harris. Touchdown, Rams. Jacob Harris, his first touchdown on the year. And the Rams are able to get back within a touchdown. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown.
14, Rams 7.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just in a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. On second down, ETN once more. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down. And now they'll throw it with Lawrence. And this one is incomplete.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. Open man, there is Patterson, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Quickly into the hands of Patterson. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He'll find ETN out of the backfield. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 7-yard line.
4 yards to go on second down from the 7. Back to the ground with ETN. 43 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
At the 1-yard line.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Now Lawrence. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
3rd and goal. This L.A. Rams defense will try to bow up once more. Now Lawrence. They'll roll him out right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, when you've got a quarterback like this dead to rights, you got to make sure to wrap up. Instead, though, he breaks free and off he goes. And his kick is indeed good. So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Jaguars out on top, as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Both these teams, no doubt, making their final halftime adjustments as we speak. And for the call of the second half, we get it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Rams set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail here as we resume play. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that. Those have to be eliminated. If they take care of the ball, they've still got a shot.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford. That's into the hands of Akers, complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
On first down, Stafford here. Finding Bourne here over the middle. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Yeah, let's go sack lunch.
50.
Throwing again on second down. Stafford. Well, that's complete to the fullback, Ricard.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Off of play action. Here's Stafford. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Off the fake to Akers. Here's Stafford. He'll check this down to Akers out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
They'll run here with Akers. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Again, it'll be Akers. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play, stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Now Stafford on 3rd and goal. He's got it. A great job to hold him to just a yard there. Now it's 4th and goal.
Well, the coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast, too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Stafford. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And instead of having a 1-score game, they'll remain 2 scores down. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Got a man. It's Patterson complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Made the quick throw there outside the numbers, and you can feel the thought process. They just wanted to get in his hands and let him make a play. But how about the job they did defensively to keep him bottled up? Instead, they tackle him for a loss.
On 2nd and 11 now. Lawrence. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Jaguars are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Now the try here for the point after. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Stafford's throw pulled in by Robinson here. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Now a first down throw, Stafford.
And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Well, offensively, Charles, hard to put a silver lining on this one. No secret that they had to take chances with a score where it is, and it leads to a turnover.
I love how you paint the picture, partner, because you're exactly right about that one. Look at the empty stairs on that sideline. This is one of those games we just want to go crawl under a rock until it's over. Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the 4th quarter.
It certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes and give them a chance to get back into this one totally.
Yeah, still a 3-score hill to climb. We'll see if they can do it. On 2nd and 10, Stafford. He'll get this to Akers out of the backfield. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
2nd down and goal. Stafford. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Jacob Harris with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Rams have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a 2-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw with this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
Running out of the gun with Etienne.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12 at the 39-yard line.
So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Taylor Rapp with a pick. And the Rams are right back in this football game. Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the fourth.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no, but the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
Meanwhile, Stafford's throw here hauled in by Cup.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, they've certainly had trouble unlocking this defense through 3.5 quarters, so I don't expect it to get any easier now. You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incompletion there.
Stafford's throw pulled in by Robinson here.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 40. Stafford. Man open is Robinson. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Whether it's a touchdown or a field goal, whatever it is, they need to score quickly here on first down.
2nd and 10.
42.
Now it's Stafford. That'll be caught. It's Cup. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. Nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Shaquille Griffin with a pick.
And the Jags are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offense coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field. So play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more. But a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. That one looks like he'll throw here. And he's got it to Patterson complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On the counter, ETN.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. Now Lawrence to throw.
Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big play that time through the air. 42 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
Oh, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about is, let's get 5 next time. They're going to be on the hunt.
So for the Jags,
They improved to 5-3 as they approach the halfway point of this 17-game schedule.
And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Rams, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3-5. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys.
call hopscotch.